Well, hello! Who's this guy, eh? I haven't talked to you guys in some time. It's good to see you. If you don't know, my name is Joe. I got my dog Scout right in front of the camera chewing up sticks. He's about to knock my tripod over, which is always helpful. I haven't put out a video in a month, guys. In a full month, maybe even more. My last video was that family camping trip, which didn't do too well. I think it's at 70,000 views now. A couple videos before that was my California trip when I went to see my buddy Kyle. Yeah, I haven't done any videos since then at all. I have been doing stuff still. I've been going on trips. I've been spending a lot of time with the family. That was the most part of it. We went on a couple different vacations. We got a cottage for a week. Yeah, Emerald, my daughter, went horseback riding, and lots of fun stuff has been happening. It's been a very good summer. It's been a very family-oriented summer. I hadn't taken time off since maybe December. I've been putting out videos regularly every week. Maybe I missed like 1 week one time. But yeah, it's difficult, guys. I can't just sit behind my desk at my house and talk to the camera, right? I go out and I do stuff. Normally I'm traveling 8 to 10 hours in the car. That's not the case with this trip. This is just a day out. I have a steak to cook. I wanted to give you guys some updates on what's going on, future things, past things. Yeah, so let's get into it. Well, you might be asking yourself, what the heck is this contraption? This is a hammock, A-M-O-K hammock. You can obviously see what I was doing. I was sitting in it like a lounger. But what else she does? I'll show you what else she does. She drops down, and she's a regular hammock. But instead of going side to side, you kind of front to back. The ridgeline still goes side to side. It's pretty cool. I've used it a couple times. I just brought it out to chill out in today as a seat, so I can sit in front of my fire. The thing about these hammocks is you don't use an underquilt. You use a sleeping pad, but it has to be a sleeping pad with the baffles running lengthways. So I actually had to get an X-Ped to use this thing. But anyways, yeah, it's different. It's different. That's for sure. So yeah, we're going to test her out a little bit today. I've had this for a year. The guys from the hammock company sent me this a year ago. I've just only used it in my backyard a few times, so thought I'd bring it out here, use it in the woods. I'm not spending the night, like I said. I got stuff to do. I got Scout with me, but yeah, she goes into a lot of different configurations. How you doing, Scoot? Way to go, boy. I have a huge trip coming up. It's really cool. I wanted to talk about this with you guys. So Doug and I, my buddy Doug Outside from the YouTube channel Doug Outside, are going to do an across Algonquin trip. So there's a river that flows far from the outside of the park on the west side to outside of the park on the east side, and it flows all through the park and out, right? So we're going to take that river. It's called the Petawawa River. So she starts down at Rain Lake Access, which is number 4, and she goes across the park, up, down, and then down here, ends. It's going to take us full 6 nights, and that's going to be doing it pretty quick. We're going to do about 175 kilometers of travel. That's paddling and portage combined. So really looking forward to that. We're going to try and do it very quickly, but we're going to also film it and yeah, try to make a good video about it. So there is fishing opportunities along the way in the Petawawa River. Fall not being the greatest time for trout, brook trout, but still the opportunities are there. And then towards the east side of the park, there's some pike and bass and stuff like that. So looking forward to that big time. Planning that, dehydrating my meals as we speak, just doing all that kind of fun stuff. The kiddo starts school next week, so just wait until then before I start my full camping again, like my full-time job of camping. So yeah, I felt like I wasn't home enough. You know what I mean? I was gone too much. I was gone all the time, and when I wasn't gone, I was home, but I was editing. Editing's taken a few days, and then I'd be on to my next adventure. And it's fine. It's good. I was making money. You know, I'm making good money, but it doesn't equate to time lost with my young daughter. I'm not going to get that time back. You know what I mean? It's just, they're not that age forever. She's 5. She's turning 6. They're not that age forever. It's an awesome age. I'm her hero right now, and that will change. So I don't want to miss out on that kind of stuff. So anyways, that's a little bit of the reasoning behind my absence. I hope that maybe some of you didn't even notice But I hope that the people who did notice understand why, and I'm sure you do. So moving forward, like I said, after she starts school next week, it's going to be back on full time. I'm going to be doing that big canoe trip. I'll be doing a solo thing. I'll probably be doing a canoe trip with my wife in Killarney, and then there's going to be the hardcore fall stuff where it's like shelter building and on into winter, which will be fun stuff too. So I like to change. I like to change what I'm doing seasonally, whether it's, you know, springtime canoe trips, summertime canoe trips, then into the fall it'll be more like, again, bushcrafting and shelter building, and into the winter big time bushcraft and shelter building, along with hot tenting with my dog and hopefully some other people and stuff like that. Woo! I haven't spoke to you guys in a long time. I need to get some stuff off my chest, you know? TA Outdoors has been blowing up. His crazy hunting tower thing he made. Like, I'm staying up on top of this stuff, guys. Just because I took a hiatus from making videos doesn't mean I'm out of the game. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean that I'm not paying attention to what's going on still. Lily's come back pretty good. She's been doing some high number videos, high viewed videos. TA Outdoors is doing well. Scrambled O is on hiatus as well. He's got some life stuff going on too, which I completely understand. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do, right? So I'm sure he's not done. I'm sure we'll see more of him in the future, and hopefully I get to meet up with him again. Myself and Sean James from My Self Reliance will be putting on bushcraft courses in the fall. Forgot all about that. That will be late September, early October. Don't quote me. Again, nothing is in writing, but things will be up on both of our websites very soon. I think we're going to do one course that time, and we'll take maybe 12 students or something like that, and that'll be up at his property near Algonquin Park. He's got a bunch of land that it backs onto Crown land and stuff, and we'll be doing awesome stuff. We'll be doing friction fire, we'll be doing shelter building, we'll be doing crafts and stuff like that. We're going to bring in extra teachers who know things about certain things, know specifics about certain specialties, such as basket weaving or bow making or arrow making, fletching, stuff like that. It'll be really cool. It'll be across the board, right? Because Sean's that whole self-reliant guy. He's building a cabin right now. Go check his channel out right now, My Self-Reliance. He's building a legit log cabin. He's been doing it all summer long. He's got tons of views on his videos, going really well. So yeah, really cool. Happy for him and excited to work together again. I've got a knife coming out. I can show you it. Would you like to see it? Would you like to see it? 1 second. Can't just talk about it. Can't just talk about a knife, right? Ugh. All right, here she is. The knife is handmade by a gentleman in the UK. Weber Handmade is his handle, is his company name. So we've gone back and forth a few times. This is like the third revision. I'm very happy with the way it is now. You ready to see? You ready to see? So this knife, I'm trying to look backwards here, 1 second. This knife is my idea of a perfect bushcraft knife. It's a hybrid between two styles. The Firewood F1 blade. Sorry, is this out of focus? Firewood F1 blade. But it's a Scandi grind, which is 1/8 thick. And then the handle is more of like the classic woodlore style with the little bird beak pommel. Very handy, very nimble. She's got like a caramel micarta handle with white liners, 1/8 thick white liners. You got your Joe Robinet logo, Scout logo, and then on the other side you've got the Weber Handmade logo. So the blade itself is about 4.5 inches. Sorry, the handle itself is about 4.5 inches, and the blade's about 4.25, maybe even 4. But yeah, a very nice knife. I really like it. It's I've been using it quite a bit. Oh, this is the special little thing I forgot to show. We got this tiny little baby choil. Where are we? This tiny little baby choil right there. Okay. So when you're choking up on feather sticks, you do have a little bit of room to hold it like this. This is how I like to hold my knife when I'm doing my feather sticks, for really controlled work, right? So you're not going to cut your hand holding it that way. It's pretty decent. The contours are really nice, very comfortable. It's not thick, not too thick, not too thin. It's not an SE blade and handle, and it's not a, I don't know, a big old handle blade. A little bit of a Coke bottle going on. I'm sorry, this is a new camera to me. I'm trying to figure it all out. There we go. A little Coke bottle action going on. It's a nice knife. It's a very nice knife. So these will be available in the near future, and when they are, I will definitely let you know where to get them and how to get them and all that fun stuff. But I think it'll be a run of like 10 at a time, because he's a one-guy shop doing it. It's not mass produced or anything. I love the sheath. You've got a dangler option with this ring that he put on there, and then it's just a straight pancake sheath or whatever. I like the sheaths that are rectangular like this. I don't like the ones that cut out like a dagger style, I guess you'd call it. Probably not, but anyways, nice knife, man. Really nice knife. I'll be using it today here to split down some wood, make some shavings, get a fire going to cook my steak on. Just gonna put on my belt right now. Nice and easy. I like to slide the ring right down so it's tucked down. I also like to put my knife behind the first couple loops in my belt, because I like to have it more to the back of me than to the front of me when I'm walking around. And that to me is perfect right there. Tuck my shirt down in there. Quick Draw McGraw, went to art school. Yeah, the lights is bright, but I got a short fuse. Don't snooze. If I handle in the game too long, my thumb's bruised. Sorry about that. It's my inner Windsor. It's my inner Windsor kid coming out. Scout snuck away. You doing, big guy? Come here, big boy. Good doggy. Good doggy, good doggy. Love you, bud. So Scout actually came with us when we rented the cottage. Myself and my buddy Mike and the two wives, the two kids, and Scooter Magoots came. And we had we were up in Halliburton, and we had a lakefront property. It was pretty nice, man. Scott was in the water the whole time. He stinks to high heaven still, but what am I gonna do? Bathe him? You don't bathe a bush dog, do you? A little 190-pound bush dog. But yeah, okay, cool, good times. So maybe it's only about 2:35. It's only about 2:35. Only about exactly 2:35. I don't think that I'm really too hungry at the moment, but maybe I'll get a little small fire going. Get rid of some of these little mosquitoes that are hanging around, and talk some more. Talk to you guys some more. Talk at you guys some more. If you guys are interested in this hammock, that's the name there. AMOK. Google it. I'll put a link in the description. You can figure it out. This is called the Drommer 3.0. They're from over in, I believe, Norway. I'll check that out right now. Yeah, designed in Norway, made in Vietnam. There you have it. Just gonna get all this area cleaned out in front so I can have my fire and sit in my hammock there, my hammock chair. Well, an old Scooter loves to chase the sticks, you know. Double purpose cleaning. As I was walking around earlier today looking for a spot, I was able to see quite a few like wrist size, even smaller pieces of wood that were fallen over or hung up from the storm. Dead wood. So I'm gonna go try. I got my silky saw, my silky gone boy here. Go try and find a suitable piece of wood or a couple. I don't need anything too big, but I do want to get a great coal base. Look, you can see that hammock in the background. I want to get a great coal base for my steak, because I would love to cook a good steak for Scout and I out here. Where are we gonna go? Where were those pieces? Where were they? Perfect. It's a little wet, but I'm sure it'll be okay. I'm gonna find a few more though. Here, you take this one. Go. Thank you. You'd do it too if you didn't get all hung up on the trees. Take that back to camp. Bring it back to camp. Wrong way, bud. Good boy. Keep going. What a good dog. What a good dog. Seeing how easy that one broke, it doesn't seem like it'll be good firewood. I'm going to let him have that one. We're going to go search for more now. Good boy, Scout. Good boy. Okay, this is some red oak here. Red oak is very, very dense. It's very good hardwood to burn. So this one piece will be more than sufficient for this whole day for me. She's a bit on the damp side too, but it'll be alright. I think everything's going to be that way after. We literally had flooding, like people lost their houses and stuff. It was legit. It was all from that Texas one. Nothing compared to Texas. That was way worse, but we had a few feet of rain here, so. Okay, here we go. And red oak has this smell when you cut it. It's not that pleasant of a smell actually, but it's unmistakable. It's almost vinegary. Okay, so I'm using my silky saw. Couple things. When you're using silky saws are great. You know what I mean? They're a fantastic tool. They cut well. They're very thin, so they cut well. But because they're thin, they tend to break and snap off and bend easily. So the key with silky saws, like mine's all warped like crazy there. Key to silky saws is to only cut something that's like about half the diameter of the length of the saw blade, right? So you can see here it's like a quarter, not even. I have no risk, and the reason we're doing that is because if you're cutting something like this size here, you're only going to get a little bit of purchase, a little bit of saw action before it comes to the tip. You're going to have to use the full length of the blade, and then once you use the tip, that's when you get jammed. You jam it in there, it snaps or it bends or whatever. What they suggest is using something very small compared to the size of the blade, right? So half at the most. So what I like to do, I know always you're not going to be able to find a cut-off piece like this in the woods. This is something that I've used previously in years past. But you want a prop. Like I'm going to use this as a prop. You can also use a piece of wood, like a log off the ground as a prop, right? To get it up off the ground to give you some leverage. So what I like to do is I'm going to hold it. You're going to cut on the outside of the log, right? Because if you cut on the inside of the log, it's going to pinch. How do I say this? If you cut on the outside of the log, there's nothing pushing back up this way. The gravity is pushing this end of the log down as you cut. Therefore, it's not going to bind. It's falling down. If you cut it this way, on this side of the prop log, it's going to pinch because you're pushing down on here, you're sawing, and this is getting pushed up because of the motion of pushing down. Scout, you need to go lay down, buddy, or just lay right in the view there. So, anyways, like I'm saying, the proper way to do it is to get your prop there, hold on that side, and cut on the outside of the prop. And you can see I'm still coming pretty close to the end because I like to use a full saw motion, but I'm very comfortable using it. I'm very used to using it. What I do recommend is only going about half. But again, this is very dense wood, and I'm going to be here all day if I don't actually push hard and saw it with the length of it. This is not a substitute for a buck saw or a bow saw, but this is a very good alternative if you're not trying to do tons of big wood this size. They do have, Silky does have bigger saws. They have like a what is it, a katana boy or a big boy. They have both of those actually. Some of them are enormous and they're a couple $100, but to me I would go with a buck saw instead of that. But for this, for a day trip to slide in my pocket, lightweight, this is the way I'll do it. I would even use this on a canoe trip or a backpacking trip. So we got one solid piece of wood done. We got about 20 more to cut. Hey, that's my firewood, homie. So this prop log is going to serve double purpose as my splitting log, my working log. So I cut a couple pieces, and then I came to this piece that has this big knot in it. So it's very, very dense. It'll make a great baton. It probably won't be the greatest to baton through. So I'm going to leave that as my baton and baton the straighter pieces. Just less work on the knife, less effort. So again, this is maybe about a 4 1/4 blade. Oh, we got a little out of frame there. You gonna lay down right in front? Good boy. So this is red oak. Like I said, this is a very, very tough wood, but it's also very straight grained, which makes it perfect for one stick fires or split wood fires, because you're actually going to get fuel out of it, and it's easy to make kindling out of because of the straight grainness of it. It wants to split very, very straight, as you can see. So once it gets down to about 1/4 size, I tend to not even need to baton too much. Just throw it on there and give her one of those. Pry it a bit if you have to, but you can really see how stringy it is. Be careful while doing that, you don't hurt yourself. You can actually hurt the palm of your hand pretty good on the spine, but once it's small like this, it doesn't take much effort to get through. So you can see, without too much effort at all, and relatively quick, I've already split that one piece. This is half of it. This is like my starter fuel, or my kindling actually, and then bigger. What I do need to make is pencil lead and pencil size. These are about double the thickness of pencil, and a bunch of shavings. I'm glad summer's almost over. I'm glad it's getting cooler in the nighttime, and even in the days. Today's not bad. Yesterday was pretty humid, but it's Windsor life for you. See how my hand is right up on the blade? I'm using that miniature choil. I was never a fan of choils, but this miniature choil is it's actually working out pretty good. Actually, Chris, must stay on paper, boy. Must stay on paper, boy. All right. Anyways, so what I want to do is make about, I don't know, a baseball hat size full of these. And then once we get our fire going, she's going to go up right quick. Doug and I went to Buddy Mike's to watch the fight. What about my boy Connor lasting 10 rounds with old Mayweather? Hey, what do you think of that? I'm sure I'll get some hate for that, but I do not care. McGregor is my man. I absolutely love him. I think he's the coolest dude. He's Irish. How can you not like him, right? How can I not like him? Part Irish, half Irish Joe. I thought he did really, really well. I actually would have put money on the thing if I knew how, and I would have lost. I would have bet on Connor for sure. I thought Connor was going to take him. I know all the real boxing enthusiasts didn't agree, but dude, that guy gave him the fight of his life. You know what I mean? He hit Mayweather more times than Mayweather's ever been hit in his career. And I understand that was part of the game plan for Floyd too, but it's not all that, man. Connor won at least 4 rounds. The judges were messed up, but yeah, we went there. Mike and Doug thought Mayweather was going to win, which he did, and I actually bet a tomahawk steak and a few beers with Mike, so I owe you a tomahawk, Mike. But good times. We drove up to Mike's house, which is near Toronto. He's got like a 100-inch TV or something like that, so sat there, drank a plethora of craft beers. We actually stopped at Great Lakes Brewery in Toronto on the way, and then we stopped at the Canadian Outdoor Equipment too. So we made a day of it. It was fun. Slept at Mike's, Doug and I, and then the next day took the long drive home. But it was cool. It was the first time I got away without the family in about a month or so, so it was good. Had some guy time. But so Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor 3 has to be the next fight. There's no doubt in my mind. He can't fight. He won't fight Ferguson, which is a hard fight for him. I agree. Ferguson's a beast, and Khabib is not trustworthy. He's not gonna make weight at all. So I think it's gonna have to happen, but who knows? It's all crazy. It's turning into the WWE. But I don't mind. I liked that too back in the day. WWF, sorry. Real deal, Stone Cold, you know. Monday Night Raw, Austin 316, all that fun stuff. I swear I'm not a geek. So I hope you guys had a good summer. I think YouTube videos, outdoor YouTube channels views were down for the most part in the summer. It was another reason I thought it was alright to take a little hiatus, you know. 70,000 views on my last video, and I realized it wasn't a typical video of what you want from me, but it was a family trip, and I've done those before and got bigger views, but it's no big deal. Back at the grind now, doing what I love. Very fortunate. I feel very fortunate. I feel very blessed to be able to do this and support my... Oh, there's a big old knot. Support my family. My wife was able to quit her job, which is just awesome. Imagine that. Like, you guys, I was broke, you know, I mean, my whole life. Like, not just broke, but like broke. You know, working paycheck to paycheck. My wife and myself, both of our parents never had money. And now it's different. You know what I mean? I'm actually, my wife was able to quit her job. She can stay home. She can do what she wants to do. I would love her to be home, as she wanted to be home. If she wanted to get a job after Emerald was about 3, she had been watching Emerald for years, 3 years, obviously, and missed people and missed having relationships and talking to adults and stuff like that, because I'm not no help with that, you know. But yeah, so I said, hey, by all means, you know what I mean, go ahead. I'll watch the kid when I'm home. You go to work and we'll get a sitter for the rest of the time. We did that for a couple years. She was sick of it. She's sick and tired of her job. She was sick and tired of coming home at 7 o'clock at night and only seeing the kid for like an hour before she went to bed. And I didn't like it either. But when she said, I'm done, I said, yes, you are. You know what I mean? She was managing a spa. So now everything's good. She's able to stay home. Everything's really good, guys. I couldn't ask for anything more, honestly. I'm going to try and get a house soon. I just made myself into a business. Joe Robinet is incorporated now. So this is it, guys. This is my life, you know. For as long as I can ride it out for, this is what I'm going to be doing. Some of you guys, I'm sure, thought that when you saw me on hiatus that I was gone for the new season of Alone. Sadly, I didn't get chosen. There wasn't much of any kind of communication. I got a couple emails. I agreed that I would do it. Then that was it. Nothing, no more emails after that. So, and I'm sure they would have picked already, but that's okay. Maybe if this season goes well on the redemptions, they'll give it another shot, and I'll get picked for that. And if not, oh well, wasn't meant to be. Can't say I don't want to do it. Can't say I don't want to prove myself something. I don't think, I'm gonna be straight up with you guys, I don't think I could win. I honestly don't think I could win. Like, do you see the size of me? I'm a skinny boy, sucking it in, but I'm skinny. I weigh like what some people lost. You know what I mean? I'm sure that's an exaggeration, but and I'm not just saying that for that reason alone. Maybe I couldn't tough it out. You know, who knows? But I know I can last longer than I already did, and I wish that when I was on there, I didn't just bail because I knew it was over. To me, it was like, it's over. I can't win, so there's no point in being here. But that wasn't the way to be thinking. The way to be thinking was, I need to just last this as long as I can. But it's what, 3 years ago. You know what I mean? Whatever excuses or reasons you need. It just what it was. It was what it was. That's how it was. And I regret it, and I know better now. So, yeah. I think I've talked about stuff for long enough and split up enough wood. It's 4 o'clock now, so let's get this fire going. I'm getting hungry. Okay, so I've got my stuff all laid out. My prep, my big stuff, my middle stuff, my very small and my small mixed together. And then I have a tiny little bit of good shavings over there, which I want to strike with the fire still on. And I've got big stuff behind. I always try to make sure that I have all of my prep done beforehand. That way, I'm not trying to run around and get all my stuff going while there's a little flame struggling. So I'm going to plant this right in there. Oh, she's rolling on me, boys and girls. So I'm going to plant this right in there. There she goes. My brace next to it so I don't smother it. You've seen me do this a million times. 1,000,000 times. A little stuff on there. I'd equate that to pencil lead and pencil size. And I just got a ton. And I just got a ton of bigger stuff. She's gonna go good. If I feel like I need to, give it a little bit more air, MCQ Bushcraft style, but I don't really feel like it's necessary. It will go good. Well, I'm just over here at this log, a little bit away from my camp. You can see my fire starting to grow pretty good over there, I think, at least. Yeah. Anyways, what I want to do is clean off this spot on this old fallen ash tree. I just have all the weathered spots on it. And I'm doing this because I want to cut my steak here. I want to cut a piece off for Scout, and I also want to season it and cut up I brought a shallot as well. Shallot's pretty cool. If you don't know what it is, it's like a oniony, garlicky kind of thing. A lot of people, I'm sure, know what that is. Anyways, we'll save that for a minute. So what is this? This is a ribeye steak, AAA or higher, it says. I get my stuff from Fred's Produce in Windsor. They have that's where I got the shallot too, but they have a good butcher thing. Normally it's good. I get my tomahawk steaks from there. Sometimes they don't have the greatest stuff, but this one looks decent anyway. So we're gonna get Mr. Scooter his pieces, so we're going to cut off this end part. We'll save it for a minute, Scout, just so that the good old folks can watch me feed you and not think that I neglect my doggy. You got to remember too, we're just out here for the day. He does have food at home, right? So this is just a bonus what he's getting. I think that's what I'm going to give him, this part here. I think I want all that. But again, he has plenty of food at home. So let's cut this into a couple for him. You're a good boy. Is that good, dude? You like that? Let's get that ugly tripod out of the way. There's a couple more for you. See if you can catch it. Ready? Good boys. Is that good? Let's see if he touches mine. This one's for you here. Good boy. This one, not mine. This one. Good. No more. Nope. Nope. Good dog. Ooh, and I do have some Keg spice. You guys got the Keg in the States? Keg is like a fancy chain restaurant here. Keg spice is like Montreal steak spice, but a little bit better, if that's possible at all. Just go back over here, check on my fire. Oh, she's doing all right, boys and girls. Yeehaw. We're getting there. And I have a fancy beer to drink. I'll show you right now. I brought one beer. One beer to drink with my steak. You can't fault me for that, right? You're going to call me an alcoholic anyways, though, I'm sure. Sons of guns. Okay, now she's fully warm, but that's alright. This one's called Juicy Ass IPA by Flying Monkeys. Flying Monkeys is out of, where's it? Barrie? Yeah, Barrie. So this is a very, very good beer. Tastes the exact way that I want beer to taste. I can read it for you. Juicy is the word when we use. Juicy is the word we use when we talk about hops. Our award-winning American IPA moshes brighty fruity notes, dank hoppy bitterness, and fresh verdant resins with sticky malts for softly carbonated, unfiltered flavor. They won the Ontario Brewing Award in 2016. From the busy minds and happy hands of Flying Monkeys, enjoy Juicy Ass IPA, a golden ambrosia of beautiful hops with notes of pine, tangerine, and passion fruit. Plump and fresh, Juicy Ass is a fun, delicious craft beer. So I'm real pumped to drink this thing with my steak. It's only 6.5, so it's decent. It's a king can, 473 mils. But it will go really well with my steak. I'm just trying to like bury it in the mud here, trying to keep it cool, waiting. But I gotta do some fire maintenance right now. Tons of moisture coming out of this stuff. You can hear it. Oh, pass. I gotta do a couple things before I put my steak on. I want to get a plate, probably ash bark, and I also want to find some rocks that I can use to support my grill while I cook my steak. So I think I'll go try and find. Let's go look at this ash tree that I cut that steak up on. I saw some bark that I might be able to use. You can see it right now. Okay. Well, I'm going to use some of this probably. Oh, not that one with all the beetles in it and the wet stuff. We'll use this piece down here, hopefully. So I know what you're thinking. It's a little dirty, a little on the groundy. But again, the same thing I did with the ash tree. I just kind of take the spine of my knife and scrape all the dank away. I probably only really need from like here to here. There we go. And yeah, my steak will fit on there, and I can clean that up pretty decently. I do have some water too, but I don't really think it's necessary to frickin' scrub it. A little dirt never hurt no one, right? Alright, so I smelled it, and it smelled a little funky still, so I switched over to the blade, and actually the curvature of the blade kind of matches the bark perfectly, and I'm actually getting it dry, getting all that dank off. I'm just going 90 degrees with the blade. But look at that compared to before. As you can see, dry in there. Alright, I'm gonna put my grill on here, let it sit for like 5 minutes, get it nice and hot, clean it off because I haven't used it in a long time, while I spice up my steak. So I want it to go basically like that. Nope. Ah, uneven rocks, bro. Right about there. She's hot. She's hot. Okay, right there. Now we'll go spice up that steak. Nice. Good sizzle. Shallots on there too. Ba-bam. Getting there. Try to go for medium rare this time. I've overcooked it a couple times in a row, my last 2 steaks. Okie doke, here she goes. Might have cooked it a bit too long. I was taking pictures and stuff. On the plate, we got our shallots. They got nicely cooked. Well, bam. Alright, now all I have to do is get into my contraption with the steak. Whoa, buddy. I can do it. I can do it. Use the ridgeline, Joe. There we go. Use the ridgeline, Joe. It's kind of juicing. Kind of juicing a lot, which is good. I've let it sit for a couple minutes. I do want to let it sit for a couple more. I'm going to eat my first shallot. They're so good. Super mild when you roast them like that. It holds on to the sweet oniony, garlicky flavor. Just subdued like crazy. Oh, I forgot my spork out there, but I'm not getting out again. I'll just use my hands. So there's a cool thing, a bunch of cool things about this hammock. One is there's a can or a bottle holder right here. So I'll crack my old Flying Monkeys juicy ass IPA beforehand. I might have to drink a little bit of it before it fits back in there without spilling. Woe is me. Oh yeah, even piss warm, that's the good smell. Cheers, boys and girls. Oh. I can't move around too much now. That's precarious. That is a definition of precarious right there. And getting my knife out too. Oh, pass. There we go. Just take some time. Let's let that juice a little bit more. Alrighty, here we go. Hope I didn't overcook her. Not too bad. A little bit of pink left in there. Nope, better not shake it. Better not rock the cradle. That's really good. I always get a lot of flack about chewing my mouth open or talking while I'm chewing. We're out in the woods, guys, you know? And this isn't just viewers that say this. Doug. Frickin' Doug outside. Every time I see him. How's that food, Joe? Frickin' guy. We're in the woods, you know? I'm in the woods right now. I don't care. I'm excited about my food. I want to tell you about my food. I'm filming. You know what I'm saying? I do make a conscious effort to not do it too much. I know people hate it. I don't do it at home for my family or anything like that. To be honest, I do it more in front of Doug, just to piss him off. It's always a good time, giving Doug a hard time. There's only a few things you can really get him worked up about. So I like the comfort of this hammock. There's some stuff that's difficult about it, like doing what I'm doing right now, but it works okay fine. This would be really cool if you had like a piece of land or a base camp or something. You know what I mean? You weren't hiking in far or whatever. You had some room in your backpack. You just throw this in if you want to be comfortable. Because like literally, I feel like I'm sitting in my lazy boy at home. Like it's comfortable. But too big to bring on a backpacking trip, in my opinion. Too big to bring on a long distance canoe trip. But maybe that's not the intended purpose. Oh. You can't see my dog there, eh? Look at this mooch. Hardcore mooching. I'm not giving you any more steak, Scout. No more steak for the Scout. It's mine. I got him just yesterday. I got him those bully treats. It's like a bullwinkle, I think they call it. Oh, I got blood all over my pants. No. My grill. A lot of people have been asking about the grills lately. So a while back, we had a run of 100 made and sent to us. I made one Instagram post thinking I was going to make like a YouTube video about it later on, try to sell them. One Instagram post and I sold 100 in 2 days. So we actually have the second batch on its way right now, and we got 200 or 300. And I will have to make I will make a YouTube video about that, where you can get them on my website, joerobinet.com, but not yet. It's like a month out at the most. So I will let you know when they're available. People have been using theirs from the first run. I've been seeing pictures. People have been loving them. No issues with them warping at all, even with like a liter of water on there, glowing red. So that's really cool. Yeah, they're a good quality grill, no doubt. Okay, I'm gonna heat the rest of this thing up. I see my battery light flashing at me, so I'll have to switch batteries and stuff. I'll get back with you in like 20 minutes or something. This guy's just begging like crazy. I can't say no to that face. Who could say no to that face? Oh, that face. Who could say no? Don't lick my screen, bro. Don't lick my lens. You're a good boy. Yes, I love you. Hey, you a good boy? Well, I tell you what, that steak was pretty good. That beer was real good too. Hence the I'll tell you what accent. I ended up giving Scout a bunch more of that. Scraped off the seasoning and gave it to him. But anyways, I'm full. And my wife is coming to pick me up in an hour. Whoa, where are we? There we are. She needed the car, so I got dropped off. Her and Emerald are at Applebee's right now, having a mother-daughter supper. So that's pretty cool, even though it is Applebee's. But I think I'm going to pack down now, get ready, because I got to walk out of here and stuff. I'll show you how small this this hammock packs down to once it's in its packed form. Yeah, I don't really think I have too much more to say. I don't think I have too much more to film. But it was a good day. It was a good day out here, a good few hours at least. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to put out a video for you guys. I really wanted to for a long time and just haven't had the opportunity. So right now, this is my opportunity. The setup and takedown of this is relatively simple. It's one of the reasons one of the things I like a lot about it. So you got this loop here, right? It's all webbing. You got this one loop. And so to tension, you're pulling the web that way. To loosen, you're pulling the loop that way. So she's on there pretty good, but she comes off easy. And then here, let's get it a little better look for you. So there we've got our carabiner, and it also has like this flap of webbing behind it to protect the tree so the carabiner's not resting right on the tree. But that's it. That's one side down. Super simple. They're color coordinated too. I really don't know why, but one carabiner is green, one carabiner is red. I do not remember the reason for that. So once that's it, basically, that's the whole hammock down. Maybe I'll switch the camera. 1 second. 1 second. And realistically, you could use this as a bivvy. It does have a bug net attached in here in one of the pockets, and it's got a zipper all the way around for it. So you really could use this as a bivvy. Put the bug net up, maybe tie it up in the middle from a piece of paracord or something if you didn't want to hang. But yeah, you have a sleeping pad in here. This works with a sleeping pad, not an underquilt. I literally had to go buy, this is another downside, I had to buy this X-Ped mat because the baffles need to be running lengthways as opposed to sideways like my Thermarest. Look at the size of this thing, it's freaking enormous. It's an X-Ped down mat, Light 5 LW, so it's got, I would assume, down in it. But look at that, that's way wider than my Thermarest. Anyways, these are a lot of money, a couple $100. So after you get the hammock, you gotta splurge on the, unless you already have it, obviously, the expensive sleeping pad. But that's no big deal, really, if you want it, if you're going to go that route. So that's that. Let me grab the stuff sack. Oh yes, the stuff sack is attached, which is good for people like old Joe who tend to forget things every now and then. I think that I just stuffed it in last time. I don't think any rolling up is required, which is always a big plus in my book. I hate rolling up a tarp or a tent. You gotta just stuff her in, you know what I mean? It's just a much easier, less time consuming, less frustrating way to do it. What am I doing? The key is to not get tangled up in the cords. Again, stick with me, boys and girls. Old Joe will get you there. If we can't laugh at ourselves, who can we laugh at? Really, what are we going to do here? What are we doing in life? Alright. So, you can see, relatively simple to take down and set up. And it does come with, or they do sell, I'm not sure if it comes with it, a specific tarp that goes the direction that you would need the protection from for rain and stuff. Obviously, normal hammocks would be this way, but this one runs this way to the trees, at least. So there you have it. That's what it looks like packed down. I'd say, don't quote me, 2 pounds? 2 pounds? Not even? So, and about as big as my sleeping pad, my sleeping bag. Well, I can honestly, truthfully say I absolutely hate this X-Ped air mattress. I can't even get it back to, I can't even get all the air out of it. I have no idea what's going on. The valve's all weird. If I'm doing it wrong, it's already more stuff than I want to do to be able to empty the air out of my air mattress in the morning. So, yeah, I hate this thing. Won't go back into its stupid case, and it's got, you have to pump it with this silly pump. I'm not a fan at all. I'm not even going to attempt to put it back in its case because I know it's not going to fit. That's a big fail in my opinion. I'm not a fan of that sleeping pad. Anyway, I'm sure it's comfortable. I'm sure it's warm. I haven't used it overnight at all. I literally bought it last year to use with this hammock and have it. So, anyways, I think this will be like maybe if I go camping with the wife, kind of like a winter car thing, keep her warm. But other than that, I'm not bringing that out. I can't be expected to smash that down and try and get that in there every morning. That's way too big and heavy and way too wide for what I need. So, anyways, I brought everything out today in my backpack I got from the company that used to be GoLite. GoLite's done. They went like they're not even a company anymore. But this is the equivalent to the GoLite Jam. This is called the My Trail LT50. So it's a 50-liter backpack. And it can cinch down really well to like, what, 25 liters or something like that. But anyways, I always liked GoLite. I had a GoLite Jam before, but it was a 70. It was way too big. But I feel like this is a good size. I would even do maybe a 3 or 4 day solo canoe trip out of it. I bought a liner that I could go in it, like a dry bag liner. A 50-liter one that can go inside it. So anyways, it's cool that they're around still. Or again, whichever one you want to call it. But yeah, GoLite's always been a good company. I thought always got good gear. This stupid sleeping pad, man. Not happy with that one at all. I really do like the way it works, the way it folds down and cinches down. So like I said, you can make this into like a 25-liter pack or something like that. It's got the roll top, and you cinch it there. And on the sides, which it's already done, but it's a good pack. I wouldn't want to put too much weight in it. 25 pounds tops maybe. Okay, I think that's it. We're all packed up, ready to go. I think we're just going to hang out in here for another half an hour or something until I walk out. But yeah, I'm glad you guys came along. I'm glad I was able to come out here and get a video done for you guys, be able to spend some time with my buddy. It's been a while, so we'll be back. We'll be doing a video a week, maybe 2 videos a week, but at least a video a week from now. We'll be back on the grind. So expect to see more of me. Expect to see me lots more, whether you like it or not. So have a good day, guys. Again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the support. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing, for just being there always. It really means a lot, and it's helping me out in life, legit. So I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Peace out. Peace out, he says. Peace out, bros.